Hi! We all have thoughts in our minds, and some of us can't help but keep thinking all the time. Most of us cannot stop ourselves from overthinking pretty much everything. But the secret to having fresh ideas is first to be able to think of nothing. See, the truth about thoughts is the fact that most of your thoughts are just recycled and they all happen to be loops. So very rarely is it that you actually have a fresh thought. The key to start thinking of fresh ideas is to first be able to think of nothing. Here's how we can do that. Finish your checklist. If you've been watching my videos for a while now, you probably know how deeply I believe in having a checklist and ticking your things off. The truth about a checklist is the fact that it helps you channel your thought to those particular tasks that you have to achieve in order to get through your day. Sometimes the mind begins to wander when there's too many things to do, and that's why when you have a checklist, it really puts into perspective what needs to be done and prioritize your time for that particular task. With a completed checklist, you have no burdens. So when you finish your checklist, this allows your mind a moment to relax. And in this gap that you're relaxing, it's most probable that you're not going to have any thoughts. And even if you do have a thought, it will most probably be a fresh idea. Your stress level drops because you finished your checklist. And this allows for fresh ideas to come in. So definitely go write yourself a checklist and tick those things off, and your mind will be much more calmer than before. The next tip is to see the end of your thought. Now, most of us, when we sit down and try to meditate, it's pretty common to have a flood of thoughts coming in. Now, the best way to get rid of a thought is to see it fully. You'll notice that at one point when the thought has reached its ultimate potential of processing, your mind will wait for cues from you. Cues to continue that train of thought. Now, this is where you get to decide whether to imagine something and extend that thought further or put an end to that process. Wait for this moment and make the choice. The next one is mindful meditation. Repeatedly saying a word or humming a sound really helps focus all of your energy in that present moment. For example, Om. What happens is when you're making this sound audibly, your mind is forced to distract itself from the thought and focus on that particular sound. Do this a couple of times and then shift your focus to the sound of your breathing. The way your stomach is expanding when you're inhaling and how it's contracting when you're exhaling. Focus on these movements. Practice this daily for a few minutes and you'll see the kind of difference that I'm talking about. Obviously, you have to practice to see any results in anything, and this goes for meditation as well. Convert every negative thought into a positive one. When you're having a negative thought that you really don't like, that you know is going to upset you, the immediate thing that you should be doing is audibly saying no. Say no to that thought that is coming in your mind, waiting to disturb you. Saying no to a negative thought is so powerful. When you say no to a negative thought, you are seizing all control of yourself and you're telling yourself that you do not want to entertain that thought. You are taking authority in this moment. And that is what makes this so powerful. Your mind will start to dispute against yourself because you have said no to this negative thought. And this is where you get the chance to put in a positive thought. Reinforce your mind with a positive thought every time you have a negative thought. Think about the exact opposite of what thought you might be having. For example, if you're drenched to your toe and you hate the feeling that you're having right now, think about the hot shower you're going to take as soon as you go home and how you're going to go and settle down in your favorite spot at home. You're immediately looking forward to that positive motion in time. Here's another example. If you're struggling about all the workload that has come for you this week and you're stressing out that you're not getting enough work done, let me tell you to first make a checklist and second, focus on the emotional reasons why you're doing that work in the first place. When you start focusing on the positive effects of the goals that you have set for yourself, you'll soon realize that all your efforts are leading up to that one emotional reason of why you started in the first place. And once you're focused on that reason, everything else is just an obstacle that you have to get past. Really, the stresses will not seem such a burden when your end goal is so attractive for yourself. The last one is to prioritize me time. See, you have to take time out for yourself. And you do this because you want to tell yourself that you prioritize yourself. You are indicating to your subconscious that you are important. Now, on the contrary, you might think that focusing on yourself is selfish, but let me assure you that if you cannot take care of yourself, how is it that you're going to take care of somebody else? You are at better disposal of doing good things for others if you're doing good things for yourself first. Take a couple minutes out every day, even if it means that you might have to meditate while taking a dump. But those few minutes of alone time every day is so important for your mental health. Trust me, your subconscious self is dying to give you so many messages every day. Receive these messages with the right attitude and listen to yourself. Only you are allowed to control yourself and your mind, and nobody else should be allowed to do this. Practice these tactics that I've given you and let me know in the comments below what other methods you use to calm your mind and break out of stress. I'd love to know, and I'd love to try your methods as well. Mental health is so important in this day and age, and only if we are internally and externally strong will we be able to positively impact the environment that we live in. Channel your mind and work on your conscious self to better everything that you're doing. Trust me, when your conscious self is making an effort to do good for yourself, your subconscious self will definitely react in a positive manner and help you hand in hand in this journey of growth and peace. Work for things that matter to you. In the end of the day, no matter who you have around you, looking after you, taking care of you, it all comes down to what you think of yourself. How you see yourself and how you consider your time for yourself. No matter how well somebody else is taking care of you, if you don't take care of yourself, there is no benefit in whatever the people around you are doing for you. What you have made for yourself in your mind is exactly what you will experience. I dare you to listen to yourself. Your thoughts are not strangers. They're not demons either. They're just passing clouds that have occupied a tiny space in your mind and that need to go away. And the only way that you can make your thoughts fly by is for you to acknowledge that they are there and see the end of them. Soon, once you start realizing that the present moment is much better than any other moment that you have survived in, you will be able to think of nothing and start activating your senses and listening and seeing and hearing and feeling and tasting much better. I really hope this video added value to your time. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon and all that good stuff. And see you in the next one. Bye!